Hello there my friends, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kate in a Nest, and I wanted to show you where I was up to on my little mini make with Scrappy bits, where I was using up a lot of these vintagey natural coloured snippets and what I was going to do with them. So this is a really easy, fast project for anyone that just is in the mood for decorating, using up things that they like, and just playing. So we've got a bit to go on this, but I did think I should update you on where I'm up to. The whole idea is that this will be the cover of this box, and so I want you to imagine it more embellished. I had a question about how will I stick it on. Well, we might even get to a preliminary of that this afternoon. It's on wadding, and I can either glue stick it on as a start and see how strong that goes, or I can hot glue it. In the past I've used hot glue, but I haven't. That was onto actual sewing baskets, which will be my next cupboard box project. So in the meantime, she's had her first layer of papers on her. I decided that it would be, I wanted that vintage look, so papers on all four sides, and then when we open her up, again a first layer inside. Now I better just check that you can see that. So this is so easy to do and just takes us back to being a child, really. I put Mod Podge and glue stick, and I've used scraps of my beautiful vintage papers that I use in my journals. So she's very neutral inside. It may be that she ends up holding these sorts of neutral crochet bits rather than, I think I was thinking of putting cotton in when I spoke to you last, but you know, I just like color matching things, and for my brain that would make sense. Open that and you'll find all, in fact that's a little way of color coding it, isn't it? I've got all these laces and trims, so it can be a little lace and trim box. It's even light enough to travel with. Okay, so you've got that idea. You can do this with any box. It's simple. I haven't finished it all, but I will. That's my first basic layer, and then I'll come back and put accents and things in it. So before I start stitching, let's pause and say hello, hello, and I hope you are well. What are you up to? Probably making a cupboard box is not on your list of things to be doing this afternoon, but it may be. So whatever you're doing, just have fun, remember. Okay, so I found that I had this neutral cotton. I've got a few more bits of love it, so I sort of want to layer it up today. I've got this. So this is looking very plain, so obviously, but I have done some since you last saw it. I put this was, if you remember, the square off, this corner off a tablecloth, vintage, that I was using the embroideries elsewhere. That's in there. I've added a little bit more layering with that gauze. This is a frill, and I like, on a piece like this, not to just have it cream and ecru, but various colors. So with that in mind, this was on the floor, as many things in my nest are. They're not meant to be on the floor, but they just end up. This has got a it's got a peacock and a tree on it, and I thought that would sort of look nice, maybe as an additional ruffle under there. What else did I bring over? My lovely friend Michelle from Perth sent me some beautiful bits, and I do love the interplay of gold and neutrals. And often a piece like this, you can actually look at the back and really do more things than you thought with it. So I'm just going to cut out this shape. I have plenty of it, enough to share actually. Be funny if it comes across the ocean back to Perth with me. But so something like that shape there with the little leaves now becomes a really effective piece up there. So let's pin that. That's enough. I know that's there. I've got a little ruching job under there. I'm going to lose, well, actually I'll lose that tree, but I'll have, it's a bit long. I'll have to use that tree and that. So the week is wending away. I don't usually film on a, what day are we up to? Thursday. But I've got lots and lots of jobs done. You know, one of those days where the jobs are done and I've got this little time before dinner and that's organised. So I thought I could just, I've got this beading and I had some other out. I have the side of this little stained doily, but there's just, you know, I thought I might use that stained bit. But I did have dangles and trims. But they will show up, and if they don't, I've got more. So let's get stitching. I've got a knot in this already, so let's want to gather this piece. Oh, by the way, hello to Terry Rowe, who started off our kin Facebook group. So I'm wearing her ring of the day. She sent me this joy mail at the end of last year. And I saw the bunny rabbit as I was trying to tidy up my dressing table earlier today. So I don't need to go on with that, but it's just something I like to do. Change things up. So we've got a little skirt there that I know is a pheasant and a bird, not a pheasant, a peacock. I have this other, I think because my box actually, maybe that's what I'm being influenced by. You know, it is, you know, a combination of these more vintage colours. So we might go a step deeper. And let's pull off a little bit of this corner here, not too much. It could get scrunched up under here. So I'm doing a combination of practical stitches that actually get the bits down, and then we need to do sort of some decorative, more mark making styles. Okay, we need that's where I think I need this. A sort of a wow factor. Over this plain bit. and I like the stain, and in fact I'm featuring the stain. So thank you as always for watching my videos and yeah, saying lovely things. Welcome to my new subscribers. We've actually passed a big landmark, which is 8,000. I mean, that is incredible in less than 2 years. So I don't take that for granted. I did notice, hello Christy, mentioning the word hype, is it? And I know my gorgeous friend Maria has been mentioning hyping. I don't know what that is. Does anyone know what hyping is? But apparently it might help. So if you know what that is, or hit the like and the subscribe, I don't know. I don't say those things very much. I'm quite naive about all of this. Now I remember, is this bit going a bit fast? A bit far with the dusty pink lace? What do you think? I think maybe. I do like it. Just can't find the... so what have I been doing? I went that way to get that on. That's all right. And now let's... I could put... a bit of dangle there. Yep. I need to come back, and I was talking away that so much that I forgot to actually think about where that needs to go. But it needs to go there. And I don't want to lose that frill. So we're going to go up here. You can probably tell I haven't been out to my day job today because my bangles are gradually sneaking back on. My colourful ones. There we are. It is one of those noisy videos. Sorry everyone, I can hear. I've got the table rattling, things up there rattling, my jewellery. So I will try and keep it down. All right, let's go up here and let's do a more noticeable stitch. So where are you in your making journey? Is it let it get started, or you were going really well and life has interrupted? I've been having so many conversations about that, how it's a funny rhythm sort of time, isn't it? Okay, so I've got DMC here and this beautiful soft brocade. I don't know what you would call that. It's a trim still, but it's so beautiful and soft. and I sort of want to do big stitches. Oops. That you can see, except these ones are going to be in a shadow. So it's like adding a stripe on the side deliberately. So can you see that? So if we go back to thinking about how many projects you've got on at the moment, I've seen a lot of people have made sort of undertakings to finish their unfinished projects. And sometimes we hold ourselves to deadlines and ransoms because of that. And I know I did that when I started I love starting new projects. You've probably again picked that up by now. But I have come back to this one because I think mini makes, you get the best of both worlds. In fact, it's multiple benefits, isn't it? Because you use up your scraps. Mini makes with scrappy bits. You get to start something new and use your imagination and wherever your head is at this particular time. And what was the other one? They don't take too long. Now, the fun thing for me here is I'm not bound by this being a pouch. So my instinct is loving sort of gathering this up, but I can't gather it too much because it needs to go on the box. But now that I've done those big stitches, I want to turn them into crosses. So I've gone gradually, I'm working out how this works for me. I've just gone across and down, and then I'm just going to fill in the upward bar all the way. So I've got 2. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. Gather that up. 6. And we'll make this one the 7th one. 7 there. And then we'll just use a bit more of this thread up by going in here, little seed stitches, which is just little random running stitches, and then put this, do we need to go, I mean that will stay where it is, but we'll go a little bit across to the other side. Under, where's my needle? And there. Oh, excuse me, sorry, that one took a while to come. You probably sensed it. There's another one somewhere as well. So just to keep you seeing how this is sort of getting a bit heavier and more complex. And of course we can keep going and going until we have nowhere else to go. I haven't put any embroideries or, that's right, because I wanted to keep it very, very neutral. Just, well, under here I've actually got my nest, one of my very first nests that I keep my natural colours in. That shouldn't be in there, but hey, that's beautiful. We could use that. It's gold all coming undone. The mustard, which I used on this. Let's just get some ideas. I loved that. It was one of my very first doilies I found. Oh yes, my cardigan and Missy's mum's cardigan. I'll just see if I can remember where I put them. I can see. We haven't had a bit of bling for a while. Look at that piece. I've got this. Look at that. There's some more neutrals and naturals for the top of my box. And of course, if I ever get sick of that box or don't want to use it anymore, I can just lift it off and put it on a different box. I know this isn't good for these scissors. Let's take one of those and a little bit of that. And this, look, this was a collar, I think, originally. I'm not sure. Maybe I think I'll save that. Oh, sorry everyone. The hay fever has really hit all of a sudden. Okay, so we've got this little bling. I like things in top corners to diagonally balance that out. And maybe we could have, no, only one of these is going to go. So let's, in fact, let's put this on like it's a tag. I think I'm really going to start sneezing. Jill. Oh, goodness. Okay. The perennial stitches problem is, where did I put that needle? Oh, there's a shower of beads as well. My board keeps this isn't a very sharp needle, but it will do the job. Okay, let's put that over there. And look at that, it's even got the hook in it. In fact, I could hook it. I'd like to see that. let's model it on our beautiful box, because this is going to overhang a little bit on the sides. So maybe there. I didn't knot it. I meant to. That just means we'll go over and over. Okay, that's nice. Now we've got this bare bit in here. I had some crochet motifs. And I was going to put on, I just saw that on that bit of blanket from down underneath. Don't listen, I'm going to see if I can just pull this off. So sorry, I'm going to have to blow my nose. That's right, I didn't leave the room. I did go wandering a bit. Yep. If that wasn't that colour, I could paint it, but I won't. Oh, one thing at a time, Kate, one thing at a time. Which means celebrating, but that hadn't all the way disappeared. Let's come journeying down here. We will put some flowers and just neutral coloured embroideries on eventually. Yep. Could I suddenly be allergic to something in this room? Or out there, what flowers come out? I haven't got the window open. It's a little bit windy. close that bit. I mean, sometimes there could be a Suffolk path. I'll just have a look if I've got something that's very neutral. $30,000 are coming out. Got that one. Maybe more up under there. Not that one. That's what I was after. A little medallion. That can be a flower medallion down here. We've got that's going to go in there. So let's just fold that with a few stitches. Just get that on for the moment. And I wouldn't mind a big button. I just want something a bit more. Where did I put those? Actually, too blingy, is it? Yep. Oh well. You can see that there's still room for bits. So I'm just pleating this, and then let's do some decorative stitches. Let's do, gotta have a flower of some point. So let's make some, which way? We'll make them here. This lovely light wool. It's more like a starfish. Maybe here. Make a bigger one. Starting to feel good under my fingers. I have to have the layers. But of course you don't have to, and I'm just hoping by showing you this it's giving you an idea that you might like to make completely different or similar. Just a few little random bits to finish this thread off. Do I want to pop that the funny thing about these stitches, which you probably know, is they're never wasted. Like at the time, they're just so random, but it just adds to the texture bit by bit. Now I've got my gold thread there, then I might do more on at some point. I started to do circle work. Just finish this bit. Finish that off. So I could work days and days on this piece. But for the sake of showing you it good enough to go to the next step, let's just see how effective it's more effective with the lid off. Sorry if the noise is upsetting. As I said, I might have to completely redo this, but for the purpose of this little exercise, there's the top of the box covered with glue stick. Da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da, better be straight on. Get our corners. I don't need that black piece. Give it a stretch because it's the wadding that we want to fit underneath. That way, a little bit this way, push down, and then we have a natural neutral treasure box that can sit on my shelf or on my table, and when I open it up, ta-da, we have our matching treasures in there. So I hope that's given you an idea of something to play with. You've probably done it before, but we can never have enough fun with our making. So there we are, a little covered cardboard box, incredibly inexpensive. Oh, that's falling off. Incredibly inexpensive from Spotlight. I'll do that later so that you can go on with your lives, and beside it, my treasure nest. So that's my neutral set. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've got something out of that, and I'm just really grateful for your company because you help me make and create much more fun together than by ourselves. Okay, thank you. Until next time, Kate in the Nest is saying bye. Bye.